Welcome to our Morning Throners podcast.
I'm Nelson.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Glow.
And I'm Kyle. We're the fucking Morning Throners.
And welcome back to another episode of your favorite Song of Ice and Fire podcast. We're the Morning Throners. Got some new digs going on. Boys are settling in for a great pod ahead.
Jeffrey has bought a house, everyone. So congratulate him in the Discord. We've had a lot of new faces in the Discord. Everyone can congratulate Jeff.
Thank you guys for joining us.
It's all because of your support. All the money from this podcast has actually bought Jeff a house.
No, it's helped me.
That's not true. We haven't actually seen a dime at all from this podcast. We've spent a lot of money on it. So
we jump right into Ale Bailey coming to Bran, and he is needed at the Maester turret because a Raven has come.
Yep. So also, do we want to get a quick last time on Bran? I think it might be important here, Joseph. More or less
what Jojen's the ending. What was Jojen's dream?
Jojen basically talks to Bran. He's saying, "Hey, I had a dream. The two, like the Frey boys, get a dinner that is like old and moldy, but they enjoy it, and you get a nice dinner, but you don't enjoy it."
Yep. Exactly.
And it's Lewin that serves you, not a servant.
Exactly.
Lewin.
And I think the thing that, because we were getting predictions from Kyle, and I think he says like the dinner is gray and like for the phrase and like juicy red for Bran. I don't know if the colors actually mean anything in that, like what actually comes out to happen. But like Kyle was like, like you were like big on the colors. Like you thought like a Lannister or something was gonna happen with the Lannisters, I think, because of the red or something. Yeah. Right? And you're kind of right.
That's not true.
Yeah, not true. Yeah, exactly.
It's not true.
All right, so we basically get.
Are the Freys gray? Is that
blue and
like blue
and gray. Blue and gray.
When you see him in the show, they just look very gray.
Yeah,
I think they're all wearing shitty gray clothes, and
I feel like this is gonna make it sound like I'm trying to connect these dots, but I have pictured them in like these gray, like especially the old dudes,
for sure.
Like just hundreds of gray fucking people in this tower, essentially. That's how
you could say that. So, like this one Frey who we find out dies was old, like he was 65. They said like maybe he was gray.
Yeah. So I mean they get into some of the succession stuff in a bit. Yeah, but
we get up to the Maester turret, and Maester Lewin is basically like, "Hey, I've got news from the king," which the two Stark boys get all excited for.
Yep.
The Frey boys probably like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
Yeah.
But we basically get into finding out the dream.
I do want to say this is the first chapter of Broken Bran with no Hodor.
Yeah,
right? Hodor, you're right.
Hodor's out waxing his carrot.
He's on some secret Hodor mission.
Just told you he's out waxing his carrot.
Jerking his gherkin.
This chapter takes place over like 3 weeks though, or like a couple weeks, like at least a week, I think. Right.
I mean, the only time he gets carried is up and down from the turret. So.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
But I guess more of what I was getting at is that it makes me. So obviously he's not independent, but it kind of feels more like Bran is becoming more independent to some degree.
I mean, he still had Ale Bailey and Osha carry.
I mean, does he just have like he have like a butler bell? Like he just rings it, and
he doesn't need to fucking call Hodor around.
Well,
all
he
the
has
time.
said
like, I mean,
in like earlier chapter of this book too that he had like iron bars put in around his room so that he can carry himself around like from his bed to his window without Hodor and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely, I think you're right. I didn't notice that as like a part of this chapter.
I just mean like leaning on Hodor less. Maybe that's a better way to put it.
Yeah, being carried in the basket.
So
not important.
We find out that Robb. We already knew this, but he won a battle. He's taken some castles.
We actually did not know from the Sansa chapter that this Frey guy died. Right.
No, but we knew Steffan Lannister did.
Stafford
Lannister. Yes.
Yeah.
Stafford. Yeah.
So Bran and Rickon are like, "Oh, great, is he coming home?" And you're like, "Nope, not yet. Still fighting the war." Rickon's all pissed.
More battles to fight.
We hear that Rickon like sometime again. Rickon's super young, but he's like, "I want Cat and I want Mom and Dad to come home." And Bran's like, he like forgets that Ned's dead sometimes. He knows, but he forgets sometimes just willfully.
Willfully forgets.
Basically, they're like, no, they're still at war, so they're not coming home. So that's like Bran getting served good news, not liking it.
And another big thing was that it wasn't Tywin, it was Stafford.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're like, shit, like no one actually gives a fuck about beating Stafford Lannister.
Bran's like, I don't even know who the fuck Stafford is. Like, the first time I heard of this guy, there's a Stafford Lannister.
And Bran's like the little kid in this realm that's like collecting like the Knights baseball cards, so he like knows all the good ones.
Yeah, he's a fucking minor leaguer.
So,
The stinker in his back.
Yeah, so then Lewin's like, unfortunately for you Frey boys, your boy Stevron Frey died. He took a wound, died 3 days later. This was when the Frey boys just don't give a fuck and then are actually...
Oh, does that put us closer?
Are like more excited.
We're next in line now. No, not really.
So hold on, I'm going to share something with you guys.
Okay.
So I wanted to like feel like, oh, fuck these kids, right? They should care more. But they have like 100 uncles. And like, this probably happens all the time.
So just a quick view.
Oh, they probably didn't even know this.
It happens all the time, and they probably never even met this person. Oh my god!
This is a Frey family tree.
Yeah, like why would they care about this guy? Is all I can think. Like I get that.
How can you even make a line of
on.
Secession out of that fucking tree? Like, how do you actually know if you're like, oh no, I'm 52nd in line?
I'm trying to look for them right now. One of them should be here under Grey Call. It doesn't matter. They're deep down here, right? The Walders are deep down here. So what they talk about though is up here. So these are like the important phrase, pretty much the front of the line. This is Stevron, right? And I'll link this in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he's the one who dies, and then who they talk about is Ryman, and then his sons, these 3 sons. So Edwin, Peter, Blackwater, and then the next one in line, Aegon. He does say all Aegon sons, but Aegon actually doesn't have any sons. So either George fucked up, or
is there another Aegon?
No, this is the one they're talking about because it's like oldest sons, right? They're going by. So this is Walder. So Walder's first son, and now they're going to Stevron's sons before the second son is the point. So that's what the little Walder asks. Is like, does Aemon come next as the second son of Lord Walder? And they say no, it's all of Stevron's sons, even though he was never Lord. All his sons. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you make this? No.
No, I found this on Reddit, but I'll post it in Discord.
Stealing shit, dude.
I have all this shit linked through my notes, but it's harder to see exactly than it is on this family tree.
So for the people that aren't going to look at the Discord, essentially what we're looking at is a giant fucking family tree with like hundreds of names on it, and it's confusing.
In the YouTube video, I'll at least put the section that involves Stevron and his sons in the YouTube video. But yeah. Everybody else, check the Discord.
At the very least, they should look it up. Google it or click on the link for Nelson.
Yeah, just Google Frey family tree and you'll find pretty much what I'm looking for.
It's wild.
One thing that's kind of goofy is that Little Water just comes out like, I'll be Lord. I don't care if he is.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, what are you going to do? Start a war? Like, you ain't got no army, bull. Like, you ain't got shit. Little Water.
Clout. Yeah.
So, pretty much, like, Maester Luwin makes the 2 Freys say that they're sad, and Bran like doesn't feel good in his stomach, and realizes that the jraijin dream just came true, but it was a lot different than it. Like they had to almost interpret it.
If only he would have opened up his third eye, he might have realized that it wasn't a literal fucking translation.
I mean, he's trying to. He's poking his head,
which again is very
that's
literal.
What I'm saying. Like this is. Yeah, this is what he needs to be doing, and it's starting him on the path, like for sure.
And then he starts thinking about how Osha was telling him Rob's like marching the wrong way, and how he should be marching north, and he's like starting to believe her for some reason.
Well, he wants to know how to get north too. At some point, he asks her, "How do I get there?" She gives him some weird follow the stars thing, right?
Yeah,
the eye of the
Look
dragon.
for the ice dragon and chase the blue star in the rider's eye.
Basically, she tells
probably
him
a
where the North
dope ass
Star is.
constellation.
It's like the North Stars and the Big Dipper, bro.
Or it could just be like some real obscure, like, oh yeah, here it is.
What do you mean?
Like some of them make sense in real life, but some of them are
yeah,
that's not. It's not a horse with wings. That's what you see.
But the real North Star is in the Big Dipper, right?
A bull. I think it's the Little Dipper.
I think
Nelson's right. I think it is the big.
I think it's the Little Dipper.
I'd have to look. I took Stars in Galaxy
What's
Physics.
your favorite?
I'll find it.
I love Orion. Orion is a cool
Orion too.
Constellation, dude.
I like.
Because you can
it's
see
so
it.
easy to see. It's
I like
so
Ursa
awesome.
Major.
Prominent.
Ursa
I'm
Major
a big
and Ursa
fan of
Minor
Orion's
too.
belt because that's the only one I can ever find.
Dude, the coolest thing about Orion's belt is that it matches the pyramids. If that's true from Transformers too. Like the dagger's tip. Oh my god! Look up the dagger's tip when you
from
get
Transformers too.
But so Polaris, back on track here. Polaris is the North Star, and it's in Ursa Minor,
which is Minor Dipper, Little Dipper.
Little Dipper. It's actually
French.
the Little
It's
Bear.
French for little.
Yeah, Little Dipper.
Ursa Minor is Little Bear, Nelson. So the Little Dipper is part of a bigger constellation, which is Ursa
But it
Minor.
looks like a dipper, like a little spoon. Or ladle.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that is only part of.
So what?
Ursa
This bear's
Minor,
holding a
so-
spoon.
Yeah, it's like inside. It's,
All right, can we get back on track here?
yeah, please. I'm over.
Kyle,
follow
you
the
said let's
star.
get back on track, and then you went to Ursa Minor. I was like, oh, dude, no, that's not back on track.
It was back on track to our argument that we were right in, Glow. So shut up. Supporting our point.
So Bran keeps asking questions about the North, and the next question becomes, just like, what's still up there? Like, are the giants and the others and the
yeah, you see
children
all
of the
this
forest?
weird shit.
And what's Osha's accounts?
She's seen the giants, the children I've heard tell of, and the White Walkers.
Why do you ask?
Why do you want to know? She doesn't even want to get there.
Yeah. So what do we think, Kyle? Do we think what's real out of these things? All or none?
I mean, what are you talking about? We
White Walkers.
know that the White Walkers. Also, I think if you want to get into that, like I think she's probably had an encounter with them of some sort. She wouldn't be south of the wall, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I would
I feel like that's
expect
part
I
her
feel
to
like she's
run
hinted
away.
at something like that before as well. Yeah.
That's why she was saying, like, yeah, Rob's got to go north.
What about the other two? Children of the Forest Giants.
I don't know. I mean, she keeps talking about giants. She said Hodor's dad's half giant or something like that. Like, she believes there's giants.
Do you
I'll give
believe
that.
her?
Why? I mean, I don't have a reason to or not to.
I feel like Jeff loves Osha. Jeff believes everything Osha says.
Osha's the goat. Osha's never. She's always frank. She doesn't bullshit around.
She's always vague.
Yeah, I don't know
The
if I
rustling
trust
of the
her.
leaves, young boys. Marching
She's
the
a
wrong
good
way.
woods witch, man. She knows how to make it.
She's strong as fuck. She's just like throwing around a little kid. Ale Bailey couldn't
Yeah,
do
Elle
it.
Bailey was getting
Yeah,
right
that's
in the
true.
face,
That's
and
true.
she was like making it nice and easy.
She's another kind of
She's
vessel.
a woman's woman.
Another vessel
She's a
for the
man's
third eye as well, I think, here. Like, I think that's why she talks the way she does, Nelson, is to try. She experiences this in some way or another, and so she's trying to get him to, or like maybe that's just how she lives.
Gotcha. Yep.
But I feel like at the very least she's here for that.
Gotcha.
She's in the book because that's what she does.
Yeah. Gotcha.
She's a guide,
All right.
spiritual guide.
All right, Jojen Mira.
Well, hold on.
just
So he asked
come
her
on
about
in.
one last thing, a three-eyed crow.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, no, I have never seen that, and I don't think I want to. And she just leaves him in his favorite window seat. And that's when your boys come in, boy and girl.
Boy and girl.
Boy and girl.
Talking about the dreams. He figured it out. It wasn't supper. It was a letter from Robbie.
He's like, they're weird. They take strange shapes sometimes, but the truth, it's not always easy to see, but it's always there. He's like, what's the bad thing you dreamed? Tell me.
He's like, all right, I believe you enough now.
Yeah.
All right, tell me more
what's
shit.
happening.
Jojen says that the sea is coming to Winterfell. I dreamed that the sea was lapping all around Winterfell. I saw black waves crashing against the gates and towers, and then the salt water came flowing over the walls and filled the castle. Drowned men were floating in the yard. When I first dreamed the dream back at Greywater, I didn't know their faces, but now I do. That Ale Bailey is one, the guard who called our names at the feast. Your Septon's another, your Smith as well.
Yep.
So
Micken.
that's a little creepy. I mean,
Yeah. So how Jojen's? Let me see. How old is Jojen? He's like
I think 11.
12. 12, yeah. 12 at the start of Game
Do we
of
have
Thrones.
ages on him? Didn't they say he was an old soul in a kid's body too, or something like that? Like
Yeah, old Nan calls him little grandpa, right?
little grandpa. Yeah.
So he's like, he talks like very like we're saying like, ooh, ominous, mysterious, but he's like very young, like
He's like Osha.
Okay,
Talks all
You're-
mysterious, like.
yeah.
So right away, Bran's like, "Oh my god, we need to tell these people. Like they're gonna die. We need to save them."
He's also like, it's not possible. Like our walls are 100 feet high. Like this is impossible.
Yeah.
Jojen's like, it's gonna happen, dude.
And
Trust
the sea is miles away.
Yeah.
Like forget the walls. Like they're not even close to the water.
He's like,
But
dude, I've seen it. It's gonna happen. And he's like, all right. And then you're right. He's like, yeah, all right, let's get to it. Let's warn them all.
Mira gets a little pissed too. Like,
She's like, come on.
why are the gods warning us if we can't do anything about it? Was that
That's a little bit later. Yeah.
was that next stream?
Yeah. Right now, she's just saying like, they're not gonna like you can try and warn them, but they're not gonna believe you any more than like
Mhm.
anybody else did when you like than you did. Yeah, then you believed us.
Well,
Yeah.
One of them
yeah,
did.
who was it? Ale Bailey who wasn't showering? Or
Ale belly.
Exactly. So this is why I think this chapter takes place over the course of weeks, because they tell him, and then he proceeds to not bathe for a long enough time that it pisses everybody else off. And people already don't
the thing
bathe.
was
Like,
nobody was carrying
But
him.
we hear that like being hygienic in this is like bathing, like Dunk bathes once a fortnight. Again, Dunk's not the most hygienic person, but like I don't think they're bathing every day. So I think it's like at least a week.
It's a little bit different with Dunk, who's probably walking around most of his time.
That's what I'm saying, but I think Elbow is probably not. I don't think he's bathing every day.
Well, maybe access to it though.
Yeah, but maybe even if he does it every other, I'm saying it takes a week at least before he gets stinky enough that.
But all right, so now we want to get talking about what Bran's dreams are. Is that next?
Yeah, he's like, "What's your dream?" And Bran's like, "I was scared." He was scared, but kind of like to you were saying, like bullshit about the just always saying bullshit about Stark's honor. Well, you said that about Cat last time, and now Bran's like, "Oh, you know what? I told him. Now I have to keep my promise."
Mm-hmm.
Why you say bullshit for when Cat says, "Oh, Stark's honor, I gotta do the honorable thing."
She's not a Stark, so
married in.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I just hate on Catelyn.
Yeah, I know.
I don't remember saying.
I don't even know the situation. It might not have been applicable to this, but all right, I got this one as a kind of a long quote.
All right, let's get it.
There's different kinds.
He said slowly.
There's the wolf dreams. Those aren't so bad as the others. I run and hunt and kill squirrels. And there's dreams where the crow comes and tells me to fly. Sometimes the tree is in those dreams too, calling my name. That frightens me. But the worst dreams are when I fall.
He looked down into the yard, feeling miserable.
I never used to fall before. When I climbed, I went every place, up on the roofs and along the walls. I used to feed the crows in the burn tower. Mother was afraid that I would fall, but I knew I never would. Only I did. And now, when I sleep, I fall all the time.
Mira gave his shoulder a squeeze.
Is that all?
I guess.
Warg,
said Jojen Reed. Bran looked at him, his eyes wide.
What?
Warg, shape changer, beastling. That is what they will call you if they should ever hear of your wolf dreams.
The names made him afraid again.
Who will call me?
Your own folk, in fear. Some will hate you if they know what you are. Some will even try to kill you.
Old Nan told scary stories of beastlings and shape changers sometimes. In the stories, they were always evil.
I'm not like that.
Bran said.
I'm not. It's only dreams.
The wolf dreams are no true dreams. You have your eye closed tight whenever you're awake. But as you drift off, it flutters open, and your soul seeks out its other half. The power is strong in you.
I don't want it. I want to be a knight.
A knight is what you want. A warg is what you are. You can't change that, Bran. You can't deny it or push it away. You are the winged wolf, but you will never fly.
Jojen got up and walked to the window.
Unless you open your eye.
He put 2 fingers together and poked Bran in the forehead, hard. When he raised his hand to the spot, Bran felt only the smooth, unbroken skin. There was no eye, not even a closed one.
How can I open it if it's not there?
You will never find the eye with your fingers, Bran. You must search with your heart.
Jojen studied Bran's face with those strange green eyes.
Or are you afraid?
Maester Lewin says there's nothing in dreams that a man need fear.
There is.
Said Jojen.
What?
The past, the future, the truth. Bum, 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 bum.
Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, bam.
All right, what do we think of this dream, Kyle? We were asking the other day what wargs was, and we had to look up, and I think you even had to go to a Song of Ice and Fire wiki special to find out the special.
I forget how we found out, but yeah, it was a shapeshifter. I mean, essentially, we looked it up, or like controls beats mentally.
I think we found out that like normally a warg is just like a wolf, like you said, Fenrir, and I think you were right. But then like we clicked on the Song of Ice and Fire one, like yeah, it's somebody who basically what Jojen says, like controls wolves or whatever. So Jojen's basically straight out saying like that's you, Bran. And basically what we heard it was in the Sansa chapter, right? I think when they heard of Oxcross and they were accusing all the Northmen of being wargs, and because of the Grey Wind
so they brought like tons of these wolves in.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So just connecting those pieces because we had not heard of wargs until after that chapter. I did a search of warg in the book, and it was actually the first time we'd heard it was in that Sansa chapter. So there we go. Now we got it. Jojen's accusing Bran. Bran's like, fuck, I don't want that. They're said to be evil.
Well, you don't get a choice,
I mean,
Bran.
to
You're
be
the
fair,
wind
he's
wolf.
only heard like from Old Man the bad stories, right? Like
Mhm.
maybe there's some good ones.
It's got a very negative connotation right now. in his
I mean,
mind.
there's also negative connotations of wildlings, and Osha doesn't seem to be that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, she did kind of
Yeah, but Osha had to kind of win that. Yeah,
Old Man's a whack ass bitch.
They did try to steal it.
True. That's true.
I don't know why you're believing her.
So I don't know. Oh, I feel like old Nan. Well, yeah, you're right. She spews a lot of stories.
She's got. I haven't heard like
You
it's
crazy
always
old
like
lady.
this ridiculous story that comes out of
Well,
her
she
mouth.
told the truth. She told like when Arya gets to Harrenhal, she's like, "Wow, old Nan told it true. This place was crazy big and is crazy melted now. It's sick." So there's
I mean,
sometimes
that's
where
facts.
she's
Crazy
like,
Like,
melted.
the other times, like the other stories are like bedtime stories. Like she's
well,
trying
that's
to like
what
put
makes
him to
old man
bed.
so
It's
Like,
like
scary. Is
Hansel
when
and
you're
Gretel
when you're
stories.
when you're like covering history lessons sometimes, and you're also covering just like borderline spooky stuff. It makes it like, where's that line?
Yeah.
You know?
for sure.
Yeah. So they leave. And
I mean,
Bran-
even with Harrenhal, let's just go into Harrenhal. Like she's probably telling Ghost to Harrenhal stories, and like
Yeah,
that's
now that's
obviously
why Arya's
not
thinking
fact.
that.
There's
Yeah.
a little bit
Or-
of truth
I'm not
sprinkled
saying
in
it's not fact,
to make it
but
believable. That's
yeah.
how you got to lie, right?
it's a good
Arya makes it
storyteller.
Yeah, Arya is the ghost of
Um,
Winterfell. Or Harrenhal.
We just get some more third eye stuff, and Bran just doesn't understand what he's doing.
Yeah, so Bran's like doing what we're saying, like talking, trying to physically open his third eye, wrinkling his forehead and stuff.
He's like tapping
Yeah.
his eye. Yeah, he gets into it more.
And-
he just
Yeah, and
tapping
then
his
after that,
head.
he's basically like jumping into action. Time to warn all these people. We're not letting all our boys drown. So he tells each one. When he tells Micken, go
I
Kyle.
was just gonna say. So here's the one that like is. So I forgot that there's a second prediction or whatever at the end. That one I don't have as much understanding of, but this one here, like it's the Greyjoys, obviously, right? Like I mean, come on, we know that they're coming. That Maester Lewin even says it at the end. Like this one kind of seems like it's laid out there. Is all I was getting at. Because we know outside information.
Yeah, I mean,
If that makes-
like you said, Roderick even like, I don't know if he believe. Well, we're kind of jumping a little bit ahead, but I don't know if Roderick 100% takes heed that Jojin can see the future and stuff. But he's like, okay, Bran, like if there's something going on near the ocean, I'll leave Alebelly here. And like if there is something going on near the ocean,
Yeah.
which Lewin's alluding to, it's probably like you're saying the Greyjoys, which we heard are about to invade the
The
north.
ocean is coming to them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Even to let that, he was like, "Well, wait, did I drown? Like, was
Yeah.
I
What
was I
about
one
me,
of the
man?
faces?" And he's like, "No, you're good." He's like, "Okay,
You're
cool."
good for this
Yes.
one. Wait until you hear the next one I got for you, though, homie. But what was I gonna say? They even call him drown. He calls them drowned men at one point.
yeah,
Are everywhere, and like that's what this whole group of people is called.
yeah. He's like the yard is filled with like bloated and drowned men or something like that. So
He
yeah.
just says drowned men are floating in the yard. Or
Oh,
something.
gotcha. Yeah.
Drowned men were
Mhm.
floating in the yard.
Yep.
But he didn't know who they were. But then it turned out to be Winterfell dudes. But still,
So who knows? We'll see. But
yeah, it's very ambiguous.
but when
Cryptic.
Bran tries to warn these three people, Micken, Septon Shale, Alebelly, he basically when he goes to Micken kind of laughs it off. He's
Like, "Oh, I always wanted to see the sea. I
Oh,
hope
you
it
guys are
does
being
come."
kind for bringing the sea to me.
a good old Smith like me, yeah. So Septon Shale just like gives like, if the gods want me to die, I'll die. It is what it is, type of deal.
And he's pretty good at swimming. He's like, "I think I'll
He
be
grew up on
okay."
the-
We're born
I
in
can
the river,
swim.
man.
The White Knight, yep. And then
Alebelly's not ready for
Alebelly takes
this.
heat. He stops going near the well. He stops bathing. But it does him immediately no good. Well, he lives, but then he eventually stinks so bad that they all give him a rough. I'm not sure exactly, but like a rough scrub and a hot bath to the point where he's not happy with Bran and Jojen anymore because I guess he thinks it was just a joke and they were just like playing a joke on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me think it takes place over a little bit of time. Not super important, but
They were waxing
that's
his
fair.
hair,
Yeah.
fucking just jerking him around.
so then Roger comes back, and he's got
With
captive
Riki.
Reek. Yep. So what's the deal with this guy, Kyle?
He stanks.
He
He's a
stinks.
servant to the bastard. Bolt.
He do
Yep,
smell
he was
bad.
serving as a bastard. And kind of what
He's-
was the
What about the
general deal with the
bastard?
bastard? What did he do
He
with
seems creepy. So the bastard took Lady Hornwood and got married to her. Like, we knew that, though, right?
We
I
knew
think
there was
so,
yeah.
trouble. We knew he captured her. Yeah,
No,
I
I
don't know
think
if
we
we
knew
knew that
that
they
he-
were married.
Okay, we knew he kept.
I'm pretty sure we knew that they were gonna get married.
We heard
or-
we definitely captured her because that's why Roderick was gone in the last Bran chapters. Like he wanted
Yeah.
to deal with all whatever the fuck was going on.
so
Mhm.
they did get married.
Like there's
but
witnesses
he-
that put it in front of Septa and Hearttree, like it's legit. they fucked
Yeah.
in front of people, like it was consummated.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
Whether
Witnesses
willingly
to
or
the
not in front of
consummation.
witnesses.
She has her seal on it.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
so it happened.
I think that's the worst part is that
he got
rid of
everything
Simon,
happen
like, which
legit. Yeah. So he died. Like he dies
I mean-
at the end of this. They say, but like
Sure.
all the things that are legit. So what they're worried about is like even though what he did was wrong, like in short, like is Roose gonna be like,
there's gonna be a fight.
Yeah. Is Roose gonna be cool with that?
I mean, they're already fighting. The Manderleys and Boltons are already fighting.
But there's some like gruesome stuff with like the lady in particular. He marries her, does all that stuff we said in front of witnesses, and then just locks her away basically and forgets about her.
Does she eat her fingers or something, right?
And she's I would say she.
Yeah, there's at least stories of that Bran's. Again, I don't know if Roderick told Bran that, but I think he might have heard.
Bran heard men saying.
Yeah, so like there's whispers going around. Yeah. So
not Roderick. He had the house
started that rumor,
and vice versa.
That's true. Yeah, he was like it would never work. Yeah, but you're right. He was interested. But yeah, so
she was interested too.
So I do have a map because it'll bring it up. We do not that it's like super important, but there's like shit just going on all over. Like Roderick's even saying like I wish I had the men to deal with this right now. And I just don't.
Yeah, but...
And now, and Lewin's saying...
Well, people wouldn't even be trying this shit if everybody was here.
Yeah.
Is what he's...
I mean, Winterfell just sends its host out and like, all right, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you
go back to your house.
100 Winterfell soldiers, they're going to shut up real quick.
Here we go. So, the only thing that's really important here is Winterfell, Hornwood, and the Stony Shore.
Nice little triangle.
I didn't realize
triangle
Hornwood
offense.
was really close to Dreadfort.
Well, it's equally. I mean, it's right in between White Harbor and the Dreadfort, right? Which is the two people that are fighting. Makes sense. It's like they both kind of want to expand. They're neighboring, so everything that's happening over there makes sense. But Roderick says he doesn't even have enough people to deal with this. Now there's bullshit going on over here. I think without going like too much into spoilers, like if we go back to the Theon chapter, I think the Ironborn plan is to come up here and then go up here, like to Deepwood Mott, and I think somebody's supposed to come up in here and try and get Mo Caitlin was what their goal was.
Yeah, I think they're sending what's his name
up Victorian,
north with like, 20,
and then Asha, I think.
Yeah, what does Theon get? 20 ships to command?
And then he was the one that was supposed to do this, right? And he was like, "What the fuck? It's just fishing villages, right?" I'm pretty sure that was pretty much what was happening.
Yeah, he's like the guys they talk about here, terrorizing the coast.
Yeah, so that might be Theon that they're talking about. Yep. All right, yep, that's all I wanted to show with the map. That'll be YouTube video in this section and in the Discord for those of you listening on audio.
So this is the next part is basically what we already talked about. Like Roderick's asking Bran what's going on with this dream. Like, all right, fine. Like, I'll take Ale Belly. We already talked about that part of the conversation.
So there's one little thing that they also mentioned while they were capturing Reek and killing the bastard. They were doing something without their clothes on. So like what the
Yeah. He doesn't quite
Bran
know.
doesn't 100% sure, but so yeah, they get into all that shit. They're getting into Roose won't really want to deal with this, and they're like, we're the only reason we're keeping, like Roger's like, I want to kill this captive. He's just almost as bad as the bastard himself. But like the only reason I'm keeping is because he's the only one that was actually there for like the worst of everything. So I'm gonna wait till Rob's here so that Rob can like.
He's your star witness.
Exactly. So throw him in a dungeon, which kind of becomes important at the end with Jojen's last stream, right? So. Yeah, like they're saying that fighting out where we're saying out over that Hornwood lands between the Manleys and the Boltons, and then Roger kind of confronts Bran and is like, "What the fuck have you been doing? I heard about Ale Belly."
What the hell did you do?
Why are you telling him he's gonna drown? Do you want him to smell like reek?
So then, yeah, kind of like Jeff was saying, we get into the there's actually we're actually not gonna, if there is something, and I have to go out there. Well, kind of getting into Lewin giving the information. So first off, Lewin gives information. There's something going out there. Leopold Tallheart sent his son Benford Tallheart. So Benford was the one we heard, the wild hares. He was all excited, like kind of wanting to go to war. So he was like getting like all the men together and like roaming through the woods, even though there's nowhere to fight in the woods right now, right? But now there is. So he's like, yes, fuck, let's go. We got this. So he's the one who's out there doing Stony Shore shit right now. And Roderick's like, yeah, don't worry, Bran. If something does come up, we'll leave your boy here, Ale Belly. So he's not gonna drown.
No, we're gonna take him with him so he doesn't drown.
No,
because that's closer to the.
Lewin knows about Jojen thinking he sees the future as well.
Yeah,
like, he's like well aware of that, and then I think he kind of like comes to understand it as well, or a little bit.
I don't remember. Did Bran confront Lewin about the dinner one?
No, not that we know of. It ended on that. It was like
so. I was thinking at the end of this, like the Reeds keep saying, like it's not worth it to like tell anybody because no one will believe you. The thing that I'm thinking is like it's worth it to tell them because if they don't believe you, they'll only not believe you once. Just like Bran didn't believe, saw it work,
Right, that's
believed.
true.
Yeah.
So like,
If
it might cost Bran's life.
If he told Lewin in detail this dream, when we get to the start of this chapter, he's like, "Holy shit,
That's
Bran! Like,
fucking weird.
I interpreted
Yeah.
this too. This is fucking weird."
Then maybe Lewin's
you know?
on Bran's side already, right? Or even Mira. Like, well, I'll wait till we get.
Well, I mean, maybe I don't know if Lewin would believe right away, but he would have a shadow of a doubt to start believing.
No, he does. He does.
I think he
tell
already
him.
has a little bit of a shadow of a doubt. He's like, the Reed boy believes he has dreams, but to be honest, there are weird things going on right now on the Stony Shore. But it's not that leading into it, but it's like he relates the two for sure. Both of them.
Yeah,
and
I
I
mean,
think
he's-
Roger
he's
does as well
seeing-
when he says, "I'm not taking ale belly if I go."
So the other thing though is that Bran does tell Lewin. He says he thinks he can see the future. He talks about green dreams. He says these wise men were called green seers.
I think
they
Bran.
had a whole conversation about this.
But was that about that dream, the dinner one, or was it about a different dream?
I don't know if he said anything about the
I think it
dinner.
might have
I
been
think-
the dinner
yeah.
one.
Well, I think Bran. I think there was a few times. Basically, I think the first time, Jojen is basically like, Bran, like, I know you have some weird thing that night in the Godswood. I could feel you in summer. Like, there's some weird shit going on. I know it, like, for sure. I have weird dreams, and he confesses that to Bran. He's like, when I was young, I think Jojen says the Raven came to him when he was young. Like, Bran asked about the Raven. He's like, yeah. Then after that, Bran goes to Lewin, I think in the last chapter. He's like, Lewin, weird dream stuff. And Lewin's like, no, it's all wishy-washy. Then Jojen tells him the dream, and he's like, no one will believe you. So Bran doesn't tell anybody. But I think it was like Jojen gives info dump about dreams, then Bran talks to Lewin, then Jojen tells him a specific dream. Right? So, again, there's been
he had, like,
weeks,
his lesson with
so he could have
Lewin,
talked
right?
to
It was,
Lewin
like, in
about it, but like,
between.
we didn't see it if it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But he did confront Lewin about the green dream part of it, but not like the specific dream. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move into the last conversation with Jojen and Mira.
So basically, after Roger, what does he go right to fucking Mira and Jojen? I forget.
They're about to play some 3-tile.
What's that?
Some 3-sided tiles.
Dominoes,
the
right?
game was
Oh,
called.
was it? I figured it was just dominoes. I thought it was just
I
tiles.
thought they said
I'm not sure.
3-sided tiles.
3-sided game, meaning there's 3 people. but
Yeah,
it's
figure it
dominoes.
out.
They're playing chicken
Jeff.
foot. Great. Who's played chicken
Sorry.
foot? Dominoes game.
Go fuck
Anybody
yourself.
played dominoes?
I've played
played
Mexican
dominoes.
Train, which is a lot of fun.
I don't know if that's. I've played train dominoes. I don't even know this.
I've only heard it
Mexican
called
train.
Mexican Train.
Train dominoes is fun. All right, so they're hanging out, and we get into more dream talk. All right, let's talk about. Or Mira's mad. Like Bran just wants to change these dreams, and Mira's mad too.
I'm 100%
And
with Mira here.
She's like,
Yeah, it's like we know about them. Why can't we fucking fix them?
What's the point then? Yeah.
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 It seems. I agree. I think we might all be in agreement.
And the thing that makes me in agreement too is like Jojen's 13. Like, what makes him so sure? Like 13 tops. What makes him so sure that like he can't do
I
anything?
had a
I'm
lot
sure
of
he's
green
tried.
dreams, my dude.
Like, I'm sure he's tried like his fair amount. Like if he's been getting these things for years.
He's probably has tried, and that's the thing. He's just like lost
Well,
faith
it's a
in
shit
it.
where
It's
like
either-
prophecies, like it's either self-fulfilling or forced fulfilling. Where like you try to avoid it,
Him
but you trying to
actually
avoid
made
it
it happen.
makes it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and I won't go too deep into it.
Sure.
And here we'll talk more in the spoiler section. But like, I will say that like people point to this, say like George understands what Glow's saying, like what is that? The Achilles arrow. What's that called? Paradox.
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 George understands like the paradox of prophecies, right? And like he's basically saying like I get it, Mira gets it, like it's here, right? So people point like George isn't like when people say a lot of times people go really deep with like how prophecies work in this, and people always point to this Mira quote to say like George understands how prophecies work. He understands that there's like weird paradoxes and stuff, right? So
All right, so Mira lets it slip in her anger, like if. Like, why are we telling that we shouldn't tell Bran this, right? Or how she
well,
word
she's
it?
like, yeah, we gotta fight it. Like, she's like, what do you mean? Like, we can't stop it? What if? So
He should
Bran
fight.
should
Bran
fight.
should
And
fight.
Bran's like, why should I fight? Wait,
He's like,
am I
what
gonna
are you
drown?
talking about?
Hold on.
Yeah. No, actually, this Reek
It's
guy.
actually a lot worse.
Jojen's like, I guess Jojen wasn't 100% sure. So the thing is, like, the other thing that makes me think, like, Jojen, like, I don't know if I believe Jojen, is when Jojen showed up, I feel like in the early Bran chapters of this book, Jojen was like, we got to get you out of here. Let's go to Greywater. He wasn't telling
Yeah.
Bran why, but he was like, yeah, let's wink, wink, let's go, right? Which makes me think early
Yeah,
on.
you have to leave, right?
Well, yeah, which makes me think early on, Jojin thinks I can stop this, right? But now I feel like what makes him think I can't is he sees Reek, right? Maybe not sees him, but at least knows he's here. I guess he sees him, right? He had to seen his face at some point. I think he says.
Yeah, but like, why couldn't they just kill Reek right now? Like, Mira would get jailed, but she could still kill him.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, why don't we just kill this guy? He doesn't seem important, but he's the only one who knows everything that this, like, the bastard of Bolton did before he died. So, like, we need to keep this guy alive. So, yeah,
So
it's like,
He might be the only thing that can invalidate the marriage.
But what I'm wondering, like, is if Bran and Jojin tell Roderick and Lou in this dream right now, like, again, I don't think they're 100% on board with this, that Jojin can see the future. But I think they have, like, a little bit of, like, weariness about it. Not that I don't think they execute it right away.
I think they definitely have to be higher alert for sure.
But like, yeah, like I think if Bran's like, "Hey, can I go to Greywater?" and he's like, "I'm not going to tell you why," they'll be like, "No." But if he's like, "Hey, can I go to Greywater because of this?" they might actually be like, "You know what? It might not be a bad idea," type thing. But who knows?
No, I think maybe that would work.
All right, so let's get into what this actual dream is.
Yeah. I just feel like the whole Jojin preaching no one will believe you, so it's fruitless to tell anyone is stupid because yes, no one will believe you the first time.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're spot on with that. I think it's
just like Bran.
Even if you are wrong, like just preach it out there. Like half of the people might. Like if you told everybody, half would tell. A third. We'll go with a third. Third's good enough. But all right, so the dream Jojin sees. Bran's like, what's going on? Tell me.
Not drowned.
Jojin spoke as if every word pained him.
I dreamed of the man who came today, the one they call Reek. You and your brother lay dead at his feet, and he was skinning off your faces with a long red blade.
Yeah, so then basically Mira's like, what if I just go down there and kill him right now? And Jojin's like, you just won't be able to. First off, they would never let you. You're like a little girl. Not a little girl. She's 16, but like you're just like some lady who's just chilling in the castle. The guards wouldn't let you. They wouldn't believe you. It's like, you're not going to be able to do anything about it. And she's like, if you were Ale-Belly, you just jump in the well. Like, fuck you, Joe. Like, I don't know if she said exactly that, but she's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. Maybe that was part of her point earlier when she was yelling about this.
That was earlier.
Yeah, but I just like, I think like, it's like, I agree with Mira. Like, what the fuck? Just like, what's the point of it then?
Yeah. Like, what the hell, bro?
Bran has guards, is what he says too.
Yep.
He said, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, they can't stop whatever's about to happen.
Yeah, but he's like, I don't know exactly how it happens, but I know the end. Like, you two end up in the crypts. I saw it. That's it. Game over.
The other dead kings and
Down
stone
in the dark
wolves.
with all the dead kings and their stone.
Dun dun dun.
He's like, what if we go? Like, what if we go to Greywater? Like what we were saying, or go to where the crow is? And he's like, that's it. That's it. That ship has sailed. Green dreams don't lie.
Green Bran, and the green dreams do not lie.
I've dreamed.
This one's obviously much more difficult and to decipher because Reek we know zero about, right? Like, I mean, he was there. That's all we know. I'm sure he's awful.
True.
And he's stinky.
Yeah, I'm sure he's terrible. But like, we don't know that yet. So like, what's this red blade? We know there's this giant red comet. We know there's a dude with her like. Stannis has a weird sword, right? That's glowy.
Yep.
I don't know how Reek would get any of these things. Like, how do you get the comet? But I can't put it all together, I guess. And I guess
Reek grabs the comet out of the sky and throws it at Bran's face.
Is it still in the air right now?
Problem. Yeah, probably. I don't know. We haven't heard about it lately, but
it was in the last John chapter, wasn't it?
Which is a month from now.
Okay, so yes, it's in there.
Yeah. Maybe you can't say with all the light pollution in Winterfell, though. John was out in the Fist of the First Man.
Yeah, they're known for their skyscrapers. And
so much light pollution in Winterfell. It's like New York City out there.
Oh, and I also have the insider information of knowing, well, at least from the show, I know that Bran lives.
What?
Not Bran does.
So
he died in the show.
So this green dream doesn't come completely true. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
Show spoiler doesn't count.
Wow.
We are in the section where we're diverging.
Make sure you put a spoiler alert in the episode notes. Because what Kyle just said.
It's in the description of every episode that the non-spoiler will cover some show spoilers, especially towards some of the stuff that happens in season 8. So we're good.
All right. Let's move on.
Yeah,
I guess.
Unless Kyle's got any other predictions. Do you think?
If it's me with the show spoiler, I mean, it has to be some like.
Yeah, if you're the one doing it, then we're good.
Heard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't count.
I'm gonna get one more off the wall prediction from Kyle. Do either of the Walders become Lord Frey ever?
Little water
I
claimed
think
it.
if I'm being
That's
honest, I think they're both over 20th in line right now, like past that.
I was gonna say that's like 20 people that has to die, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
So
Some of them are old though.
I know. I want to say yes because I just want it to be happen. I want it to happen. So yes.
It'd be bad if they did. They seem like total fuckwads so far, but
Well, so does Frey.
that's true. The normal Frey. I mean, yeah, it's true. All right, cool.
All right, cool, Kyle. It was good hanging out.
So we'll see Kyle in the next episode. I don't actually know what it is. What is it?
Tyrion.
Later, nerds.
Tyrion.
Back to King's Landing.
All right, we'll see you, Kyle, in the next episode for Tyrion.
17.
6.
84. 5? 12?
6.
7.
8.
I think it's 7 or 8.
Tyrion 8. We'll see you guys in the
I
next
was right
chapter
the
for
whole
Tyrion.
time.
See you, Kyle, in the next chapter for Tyrion 8. We'll see the rest of you guys in the spoiler section.
Bye.
Bye, Kyle.
Later, nerds.
Bye, Cal.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
All right, Kyle. See you later, bud. We'll see you on the next episode for Tyrion 8. But now, on to the spoiler section of Bran 5. Guys, what are your hot takes for this episode?
I'm pissed. I don't have many hot takes, but I have good ones, and I'm pissed because I sent Glow my notes, so he has them too.
Oh, yeah. I have about 4 hot takes.
I don't have many hot takes. I just have like shit that I think is spoiler talk.
So I'm gonna say the cool one before Glow reads. I'm gonna say the one that I think is cool but not super crazy before Glow reads it because it's the bottom one. Hornwood chews off her fingers. Like people starve to death all the time without chewing off their fingers. Why would she chew off her fingers?
To show that she was tortured.
Theon tries to chew off his fingers once his fingers are flayed, and Ramsay doesn't let him, so he has to deal with the pain. So the pain of having the skin peeled off your fingers is worse than having no finger. So he probably flayed her fingers to get her to do something, marry him, consummate the marriage, sign the thing, pact her seal, and then as soon as she's locked away, she just bites them off so they hurt less. Which is just way more fucked up when you think about it than just like starving someone till their fingers, till they eat their fingers. Like it's like holy fuck. And like it's very likely because in the future chapter, I'm pretty sure like Theon gets his fingers played, tries to bite them off, and Ramsay like doesn't allow it and like straps his hand up or something.
Yeah. No, that's it's pretty wild for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I think the one I wasn't able to take notes today. Just one thing that when I first read it, we talked about it, like drowned men, like it refers to the drowned men.
Yeah, Kyle got it. Yeah.
Even
Kyle's right on that.
But Kyle didn't really get it. I don't think he really tied it to like.
No, he did.
Well, the thing
Theon, he didn't tie it to Theon coming to Winterfell.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't say who it is, whether it's Theon or not, but he did tie it to the Ironborn.
Yeah, he figured it was the Ironborn coming.
Right. He did say like people are named that, but he in nowhere in his prediction, I was like expecting him to like try and like uber analyze both dreams, and that once he found out that the dinner dream was like completely different, like he didn't really.
So the thing that I was happy about was that like he was confused about the second one. Period. Again, like I'm always when I feel like this is a huge like thing that becomes so Bran like I think this happens pretty soon, right? Theon shows up. I think the next chapter, the Reek thing happens. Bran goes missing. There's no more Bran chapters till the end of Clash of Kings. Then I think the very end of Clash of Kings, I think we get one more where he's in the crypts and he comes out of the crypts. So for like a long time in this book, you're meant to think Bran dies. Right. Kyle's gonna like see through that because of the show. We could try and like lead him into the books are different already, but like Bran becomes king at the end, so it's gonna be a hard one to sell, right? So,
one thing about the dreams too, and this is probably really the only other thing I have. Bran is in two places at one in the last dream.
Who is getting the skin flayed, and then he's in the crypts.
He's getting his skin flayed in front of Reek, and he's in the crypts.
Yeah, so Kyle, again, that like, do you know what that means?
Do
you know what happens? Do you remember what happens?
I mean, they say
it's the farmers
carving his face off, so they're making it seem like the kids that they kill.
Right.
So then what?
Are Bran and Rickon.
He's hiding in the crypts.
Exactly.
That's
so
why they
Bran
kill
and
these two
Rickon
boys.
hide in the crypts. Yep. They escape. Theon and Reek think that they're just gone, like north, like out of the reach.
Like they ran. Like they actually ran.
They're just actually gone. It was the whole time they're actually hiding in the crypts. Exactly, which is why, in hindsight, this dream makes sense. But like even the point once like it might, I don't remember exactly, but it might be obvious when Reek suggests to Theon that like, hey, burn these farm boys, nobody would know, wink wink, right? Like that's basically what happens. And then the next chapter, that's the end of one chapter. And then
what does Reek become his like squire or like servant?
Reek is Ramsay, so that's my other point.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Reek is Ramsay, but yeah, I mean he's basically working.
So
with
Theon takes it over, and then he's like, okay, like I'll be your servant type shit. Or
exactly, like I was a servant to the bastard of Bolton. The only reason I'm a prisoner here is because they captured me. Just take me over. I'll do for you what I did for him. I'll just be your boy. Exactly. Right. Then he does, and then eventually Theon's like, the bastard says like, hey, the Dreadfort has men. They know me. I can go back and get them to come save you. When Theon thinks he's fucked.
And then he comes back and takes over Winterfell.
He comes back and kills all the Manderley men. So yeah, basically Winterfell's sieged. Ramsay shows up, basically telling Manderley I'm here to help with the siege. Then he just kills everybody. Shows up with Theon like, hey, look, I'm back. I helped you. Then he kills everybody inside. Just absolutely just fucks everybody up. And I was saying this to Glow. I was talking to Glow a little before the podcast. Like, we got to make sure we don't say Ramsay. Again, I think they've mentioned his name, but by calling him by name, it makes it obvious that he's like a character that we know of. So we did good though. Nobody.
We just got to keep calling him the bastard.
And I think we did. I don't think anybody mentioned him as Ramsay. Yeah, exactly.
No,
so yeah, we did good.
I'm too locked in to make a slip up like that.
And then so like the Reek is Ramsay thing, we basically talked about that. What comes of that? Ramsay takes over, burns Winterfell, is a god, becomes a big bad guy later in the books. He's in the Winterfell dungeons right now.
He's still at Winterfell.
Mira's like, we should go kill him. And Mira's like questioning, like, let's go kill Ramsay. Like, what if she does? Right?
What if she does? She just
so
saved
much
a
shit would
ton
turn
of people.
out better for so many people.
She'd be the fucking hero of the North.
So that wraps into my last.
Do you imagine how much of a backfire that would be of Ramsay? Like, he purposely got captured to do this whole plan.
I don't think he planned on doing
this. He didn't plan on getting captured. But what happens was
once he knew he was going to get captured, he was like, "All right, Reek, like you're taking the fall. I'm Reek now."
Yeah, he gives Reek his family ring, sends Reek, say, "Go to the castle. They'll let you in. You'll get there in time." Knowing he wouldn't get there in time, and he'd be killed before they could question him and just see that he's wearing all the right stuff.
So like, were they fucking or something? That's what I was. I
mean, in the show, right? They just like send women out and hunt them. I'm assuming there's a rape at the end. I'm assuming there's a rape at the end. Yeah.
And then they put an arrow in.
The other thing, so maybe not. The other thing is when we hear about the story, what we hear is, Ramsay, basically is like, oh shit, I'm gonna get captured. Put on all my clothes, and so they do get naked just to swap clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the Manderleys literally just saw them there, but I'm assuming it's a rape thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So last thing I want to talk about, and we could kind of go super deep with this. I don't know if we have to go super deep. We can kind of go deep around this subject lately, but like the whole prophecy thing that Mira says.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of sending these if you can't change them? Right. So a lot of the stuff that we get sent is like, is it? So like, Bran
is it time traveling Bran? Is it Bran giving Jojin the dreams?
Let's not even go into that. Like, is it foresight at all? Like, does somebody have the ability to see into the future? Right? Because the one question is like, there's one thing if you're, I guess time traveling Bran breaks everything, but like, say there's no time traveling Bran. If Bloodraven is just in a tree right now, but he doesn't have the ability to see the future, but he does have the ability to send dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Say that's a possibility.
Okay.
Bran gets a dream that Ned's dead before they get a Raven.
Okay.
But if you look at the timeline, he does get the dream after Ned dies. So the three-eyed Raven just sees something and tells Bran about it before he could possibly know. But he's not actually seeing the future.
He's just relaying messages.
He's faster than a Raven, exactly, is what he's doing. So
but at the same point, they found in the latest dream or second to latest dream. Well, both the latest dreams. It's before it happened.
Yeah, the sea coming and Bran's face getting
So they
carved.
might know that the sea is coming, but they don't know that Ale Bailey, Micken, and the second.
He also said that the sea is going to climb the walls and come at night. So that hasn't happened yet. We know that.
Yep. So I think I've seen theories that say the only way to do this, right, is if you can't actually see the future, the only way to do something like this is
Facilitate it.
which again says like, and I think it's like, if you can see the future and you know what's going to happen, then Mira's point's right. Why send it? Right? Why send the vision anyway? Right? If you can see the future, what's the point? If they can't change it, why send it?
To convince Bran that he has extra powers and he's got to follow Jojen.
Is it something that's just like, well, Jojen just has the power, he doesn't know how to use it type of thing? Like, this is just X-Men.
Well, the one theory is like, what if it's not just Jojen getting the dreams? Like, right? What if the Three-Eyed Raven sends the water going over the walls of Winterfell dream to Jojen and Theon, and he sends the Reek dream to Ramsay and Jojen? Does Theon think, you know what? I had this dream that I could that the water was flooding Winterfell. Maybe I should do that.
I mean, he never talks about it, so it's hard for us.
I know, you're right. But that's kind of what the theory is. Is like, if you can't.
Don't you think he would? If he did, he would have been like, "Oh shit! I just had this dream. Like, this is telling me to go to Winterfell."
Well, yeah, exactly. But so the theory is, if you can't actually see the future, then let's answer Mira's question. What's the point? The only point of sending visions that you don't know are true or not. There's two reasons. So you want someone to conform to them. You want someone to fulfill this vision, exactly like Jojen does. Like Mira says, if you're Ale Belly, you just jump in the well, right? Every vision you send Jojen comes true because Jojen seemingly tries to fulfill it. He wants Bran to go to see the Three-Eyed Raven later, right? The other one is you don't want it to happen, right? You're trying to stop something. You send somebody a vision that like they're gonna get hit by a car, so they don't go outside the entire next day, and they get hit by a car in their living room, right? That type of thing, like a car crash in their house. Right, so that's like the paradox of visions that I'm talking about, like with that Mira is pointed out.
And we even
and
mentioned
like
that in the non-spoiler too.
Yeah, exactly. And like George, I just think this is a very important thing that like George is pointing out. It's important to think about what is the point in sending visions, which a ton of people are getting right now. If you can't change them.
Well, who else is getting a vision?
I don't know, but like we're saying,
I would say Daenerys maybe has gotten visions.
I think Daenerys has the biggest. That's definitely
the biggest vision is coming, right?
Exactly. The House of the Undying, Daenerys sees visions of the Red Wedding, which is just like. So if we go back to my thing, we're like the only reason you plant visions is because you're trying to make them happen. How could somebody? Why would somebody plant visions in Daenerys about the Red Wedding? She has no way of affecting that, right? So if the point of implanting visions is to affect change, right? Give Jojen a vision so he does something. Give Bran a vision so he tries to avoid something, right? You're still trying to affect something. What's the point of giving Dany a dream about the Red Wedding when she's nowhere near it, right? And that's what she gets. She gets a vision of the Red Wedding in the House of the Undying. So that one is way more.
Else.
That one
How
is way
does
more.
she
What
see
the fuck?
The Red
It
Wedding.
was meant for someone else.
She sees like a wolf head on like a knight's body and like fishes in the
and
water
two towers
or
or something like that. Yeah.
It's like pretty obvious, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it in this context. But this is a quote that I want you guys to get, like not a quote necessarily, but like an idea. I want you guys to get in your head because I'm definitely going to refer back to it.
Let me just ask one question about this. So after Jojen realizes that he was actually kind of wrong interpreting the Crypt/Bran face dream.
Yeah, so he's wrong interpreting, but not wrong in the fact that they don't come
It's not
true.
wrong, but he's wrong interpreting it. What makes them go at that point? Are they just like, hey, we have to leave now, so let's go north? Or does he get like a Bran at the tree dream?
At that point, they're all on board with the fact that they can't change them. They're like, okay, we might not interpret them right all the time, but you're right. Your dream was still dead on. I believe you. Let's go. Plus, also at that point, Winterfell's burned. So like, what else are they going to do?
Yeah,
right. So
there's no one that.
They could like go south, I guess, but
they're basically afraid. They talk about it. They're like, we could go to Karstarks, we could go to Manderleys, but they're like, the Boltons are the ones that attacked us. We don't know who's. Like the Boltons are supposed to be Bannermen at the north. Right. Like Bran's like, wait, the Manderleys are Bannermen. These are the Bannermen, and they're like, yeah, so are the Boltons, and they just fought you.
Right. So you can't go anywhere right now.
Exactly.
Except to this tree. I didn't know if Jojen had a dream of them like getting to the tree or when that, because I think he does. I just don't remember when it happens.
Eventually, he definitely. Well, again, he keeps saying like, "This is not the day I die." He's already said that, which is confusing, right? Because if he knows he's going to die in a tree, giving blood to Bran later on, why is he thinking Bran's going to die from getting his face skinned off by Ramsay now? But
Maybe he
whatever.
doesn't think Bran's around or something.
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
he
know.
saw with whatever vision of his own death he saw didn't
Maybe a
involve
winged wolf.
didn't
So
involve
maybe he
Bran at
thinks
that point. Yeah, exactly.
Bran dies and goes into a fucking summer.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
And
So
that's how he opens his third eye. Ooh, that's what Jojen thinks. He's just gonna be hanging out with Summer for the rest of the time.
yeah. So I mean, I guess so far, a lot of times, every time somebody gets a vision, we've been asking who could have possibly sent this, right? But I guess what Mira is saying here is why. Like, what is the point in sending this, right?
I think it's convinced Bran that he needs to go north. Like, oh, this Jojen dude's right. I should listen to him.
I think I'm in agreement with Glow.
So hold on. Okay, so say I'm Bloodraven. I'm like, okay, I want Bran to believe Jojen. Let me send him a vision about. You think that Bloodraven honestly just sees the future and that none of the green dreams can be changed? I think they can be changed, and it's been really lucky so far that they've all come true. Half luck, half influence, because Jojen just wants to fulfill them and is telling people not to stop them. I think when Mira says, I could kill these guys, and he's like, yeah, but the guards would stop you. Mira could say, yeah, but if you open the gates to the Godswood and let the summer out and Bran just fucking killed the 2 guards and game over, right?
Yeah, but you have to
There's
kill
a
the
way
guards,
to kill
which-
Reek.
Yeah, I mean, there's 100% a way to kill Reek but
They're
at
not
that
trying
point,
because
though,
of Jojen. That I think if they would try,
yeah,
the
but at
vision
the
would
same
end.
time, yeah, if they killed 2 guards and Reek, dude, the Jojens have more issues than fucking
Do
trying
you,
to convince
do you
Bran.
think
They're dead.
Jojen's...
The Jojens are dead if they try to kill fucking 2
Short
guards.
question. Do you think... The Reeds are dead, not the Jojens. Short question. Do you think that Jojen's dreams are going to happen, period? Or do you think they've only happened, period, so far?
I think because they're open to interpretation, like, let's just say instead of Theon coming, like one time there's just a really hard rain and fucking like a little bit yeah, a little bit of...
Well, here's 3 things. Those 3 people don't all drown. They all die, but they don't all drown. Period.
Sure. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Like
like
drowned men, though.
That's not what the thing says. They will all drown.
It says drown men are floating.
And I get that the fucking dream is like cryptic, but like there's a ton of... Jojen says there's a ton of dead men. You know, again, he only specifies 3. Maybe he only recognizes 3, but like people in the fandom have an issue with the fact that like Jojen says his dreams always come true, and like 2 of the 3 drowned. Right, like one person said to have drowned in their own blood. One person I think was actually pushed into a well, but one person was just like stabbed. And people were like, "Wait,
they
were killed by fucking the sea that came over the fucking
no, I get
wall.
it, I get it.
That's stupid. Those people that are fighting it are stupid.
Yeah,
it opened into interpretation.
So then, what's Mira's? Then let me ask you Mira's question. What's the point? If you think that the dreams are gonna happen, period, why even send it? Why tell Jojen about this, period, if it's never gonna happen? If it's gonna happen,
said
period.
It 19 times to convince Bran that he needs to listen to Jojen and go north.
If it's gonna happen anyway, who cares? Why send Bran a dream about going north? Why send Bran these Raven dreams if he's gonna go north anyway?
But Jojen hasn't gotten that dream yet. Jojen hasn't gotten that dream. The only reason Jojen's here is because he dreamed
then what influences
of
him to go
Bran.
north?
Hold on.
Jojen!
I don't think Jojen's seen them go north yet.
That's not what I'm saying.
Hold on. No, I'm just trying to put it all together.
Jojen is Bran's guide to help him open his third eye.
I get you.
For him to listen to Jojen, he's got to make him believe that Jojen is telling him
I understand
the truth.
what you're saying. I understand everything you're saying. The 3-eyed Raven knows everything that's going to happen in the future, right? That's what you believe, and he's basically showing Jojen what's going to happen.
He might not know everything that's going to happen, but stuff that is very hard to change, he can probably guess what's going to happen. Like,
no, I actually agree with Nelson. I don't think...
If you know... Like, my point is, if you know that Theon is going to attack Winterfell and these 3 people are going to specifically die, you have 100% foresight knowledge of the future. If you know that, then you know Bran is coming to the fucking north anyway, right? There's no difference between knowing that Theon's going to attack in 6 months, right? Jojen got this dream a while ago. There's no difference between knowing that the Ironborn
let me ask you a question.
in a year. Hold on. There's no difference in knowing that the Ironborn will attack Winterfell in a year or Bran's going to come north in 2 years. So if you know the future, cool, but what's the point in telling people in the past about the future? If Bran's going to come north, you don't need to send visions to Jojen to get Bran to come north. Bran's just going to come north.
Have you ever seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
This is not like that. This is not a
Have you ever seen it? They have to go back in time to influence their past selves do the right thing in the future.
There's proof that this is not that. Watch the time traveling Bran video that we've been talking about in these spoiler sections for so long. Just watch them. There's proof in the series that this is not that.
All right, can I ask my question? No, so are you saying that jraijin either has like full future seeing capabilities, or somebody is sending him the future in a dream?
I'm saying Mir's question says that whoever is sending these dreams can't know the future, can't definitely know the future for 100% fact, or else there's no point in sending them.
Or he's just organically seeing the future. Like, what if he actually is seeing the future, but it's not because of one thing or another? Like, it's just a gift. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
cool.
It's not because of Blood Raven controlling it. It's just like he has a magic gift that he actually just sees the future. Like, no one's behind it. It's just a thing that he can do.
That's I'm cool with that. That makes sense too. But that's not the same thing that Glow's saying. Glow's saying that the reason jraijin is being influenced is because somebody wants Bran to come north. What you're saying, I'm totally cool with.
Raven.
If there's just totally magic people that some can see the future,
I'm not 100% behind it.
I get what you're saying.
I know. You're saying, why would someone send these dreams? That's why they would send the dreams.
I get you. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm like pretty sure. I can watch. I'll rewatch the videos and like let you know. Like, this is not that. This is not a self-fulfilling, like, loop prophecy. Song of Ice and Fire thing.
I want to lean more to the fact.
I can't remember exactly the point that proves it. Why, but it's in the time traveling Bran videos. Time traveling Bran videos. Preston Jacob definitely like brings up a fact that is like, oh yeah, you're right. It's impossible in this series.
I want to lean more to the fact that it's just an organic thing jraijin can do, and he has no. But I mean, the crow did come to him. Like, maybe I don't remember him saying that the crow came to him when he was a kid, but I know you mentioned that earlier in the non-spoiler. But
he said the crow came to him when he got the gray water fever, or maybe not the crow came to him, but he had the dreams for the first time at least.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a big difference if he just had his first dream, or if a crow came to him and like opened up his third eye. It's pretty telling the difference.
I don't hate what you're saying. What you're saying, Jeff, that like some people are just magical and can see the future. I'm cool with that. The fact when you get into influence, I think reason. Like, you need a motive behind it then, right? Like that becomes really important. So my thing is, if Mir's question, that's why Mir's question is so heavy. Like, why send these visions, right?
For sure.
If somebody already knows all this shit's going to happen, right, then there's no point to send it. I guess
but here's the thing, like, he's only gotten certain messages so far.
So I think what basically, and again, like, we're kind of getting back into a little bit of the self-fulfilling prophecy eventually, Glow. With like what the time traveling Bran video I think does actually imply. I think the time traveling Bran video implies that Bran somehow gets these abilities, realizes it, gets so far and fails. Like, maybe he can't get through the wall. Like, at some point he tries this and can't get through the wall, and somehow when he knows that, like, on a second iteration, so he wargs back into his prior self or something, right, and then just tries again, right, and every time Bran learns a little bit more. I think that's kind of the time traveling Bran theory, is somehow Bran's been through this multiple iterations, and each time he learns more and more, and he goes back to influence things in the past to make it so that something will happen the way it will. But it's not like
it's Donnie Darko style there.
It's not like this is how it is, so this is how it will always happen. It's like something that's continuously changing something, kind of, I guess, to theoretically get to that state. We're like, okay, now Bran is born, this happens, this always happens. But again, that gets like super meta into the time traveling Bran thing. I think if we're just keeping it
along that path, I mean, so if it is a time traveling Bran, let's just say, I'm not saying going back and warging himself. I'm saying Bran's the three-eyed raven sending visions to jraijin. He knows what's going to happen.
True.
So he knows El Bailey's going to die. He knows Micken's going to die. He knows Septon's going to die.
So then the question is why...
So that's why he pinpoints those three people on the wall.
So here's my next question. Why not show that? Why show them all drowned? Why not just show them all dead? Why make the vision not
Why
perfect?
make him interpreted? Or why not just...
Exactly. Why make it imperfect?
Yeah. Or why not just send it to Bran himself? fuck Jojin. Like, you don't even need Jojin. Just send fucking green dreams to Bran throughout his life.
Exactly. So again, I don't know the answers to these questions, but like,
who's Bran's influences right now? Maester Lewin and Old Nan. Old Nan's gonna kind of believe him. Maester Lewin's gonna try to shut him down, as he has been the whole time. However, Jojin, who lives in Greywater Watch, tells his dad this.
Yeah, his dad's on board.
And his dad's like, oh, get the fuck over to the Starks right now.
Exactly.
So Bran's going to listen to him, influence him to go fucking north.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's the only reason I can see why.
Yeah, I agree with you too.
If someone is sending these messages, that's why.
I think what we're disagreeing on is confusing. Like, I agree with you that they want the same, that the visions are intended to send Bran north. What I don't agree on is that Bloodraven can see everything. I think the visions he gives Jojin are partially wrong, and not everyone drowns. And the reason they're unclear is because he doesn't completely understand the future. So he makes up, like, when you go to a fortune teller, or like the thing with horoscopes, right? Like, horoscopes are just like sorry if any of our listeners are big like astrology people. Horoscopes are intentionally vague so that no matter what you're feeling, like, eventually, like, you're gonna fit into that box. Or like, you're people who are bold but also strong and are willing to take risks, and you're like, yeah, you know what, that is me, because like sometimes everybody is that, right? Or like, sometimes you're timid and things are gonna not go, like, you just put yourself in that. Same thing with like prophecy. You go to like a fortune teller, they'll be like, oh, you know what, things look misty or gloomy ahead of you, but they're never gonna be like, your mom's gonna die in a day and a half, right? It's never that. It's like,
yo, fuck fortune tellers. Quick sidebar. It was like 10th grade. I'm walking home from the bus, and like, I've smoked weed 3 times at this point in my life. And my mom's sitting outside, like, smoking a cigarette as I'm walking up. And she's like, hey, how's your day? Whatever. And she's like, a little bird told me something. I'm like, told you what? She's like, that you're smoking weed. And like, the only person I've really smoked weed with was my brother. And I was like, why would my brother tell her that? Like, all right, like, obviously she knows, so I have to say yes. I was like, yeah, I mean, I've smoked with Nick here and there. And she's like, the fortune teller was right. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? That's how I get fucking caught? Like, a fortune teller, and I admit it because I think it's my brother.
Oh my God.
Wonder, did you ever ask your mom like what the fortune teller actually said?
Yeah, I was like, well, what did she say? She's like, I showed her your picture, and she's like, he might be like getting into weed. Like, yeah, I'm a fucking 15-year-old kid.
Super weird and super like.
Well, so like, my point would have been more proven if it was like, oh, I bet you he's up to something, right? Then like, yeah, you could just like, then you press your kid, he's going to admit to something, like, no shit, he's up to something. But if she's like actually like calling it out weed, okay, maybe that lady can tell fortunes, but. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things can be like, oh, you know what? I bet you that kid's up to something. Then your mom's like, hey, what have you been up to? And you're like, all right, I did it. Then like, that's kind of what I'm saying is happening. A little bit more of what's happening here.
Oh, no, I know. I was just saying, it pissed me off how that happened. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
Got your ass.
My mom swears she was hypnotized once at like a party or something like that. That was like an actual hypnotist, and like, she just like forgot the number 4. She's like, count to 10, like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, you missed a number.
I've got a great video of you trying to count back from 100, and every time you get to 90, you go back to 100. It's fucking great.
Well, that's just drunkenness, not hypnotism.
Yeah. Nelson or Glow, do you remember that? It was me and you. We stayed the night.
Oh
fuck, that was so funny.
I don't know.
I mean, Nelson was like super drunk. I think he was trying to like. I'll just send him the Snapchat too. But he like I forget what he was saying, but I'm like, dude, count back from 100.
But yeah, that was all I had. So again, I don't want to. We've already gone a little, like I said, I don't want to go too deep into it, but we've already gone too deep.
You said we could go super deep if we wanted to, and we wanted to. So
I'm just gonna point out that like in the future, I'm definitely gonna be like, oh, who sent this? And then I'm gonna like, if someone says like, oh, they just know the future, I'm be like, well, then why wasn't it more clear? Like, what's the point in sending the vision if like it's gonna happen? Period. Right. So, and again,
so that's the thing too. Like, these could be changed. Like, Bran could convince Roderick, like, yo, go attack the shores now. Like, it's important.
Or Bran says like, let's go to Greywater. Like, what if they do that again? Maybe I'm completely wrong, and if they went to Greywater, maybe it's just
I think it would
impossible,
change.
and there's no possible way they would ever be allowed to go to Greywater. But like, I think if they told Lewin and Roderick, like, yo, this weird shit's happening, kind of just go to Greywater. Who cares? It's a moving castle. No one's where it is. It's pretty safe. Just don't even tell anybody I left. Nobody would know. And they'd be like, I feel like they'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. But who knows? Maybe it's just like an impossible thing that couldn't happen. I feel like you could stop it. And I feel like again, I feel like literally, in terms of like George wrote it this way on purpose. I feel like the reason not all 3 of them drowned, but only 2 out of 3, like one drowns, like one gets pushed in a well. One gets like their head cut, where I think it even says like they drown on their own blood.
I think you're right. I think I remember it.
And then the third one just
crazy
like gets
because I haven't
stabbed.
read
And
it
you're
in a
like,
long
wait.
time.
And I think you're like, wait, 2 of them drowned.
I mean, could you say that he got stabbed through his lung and blood filled his lung and then he drowned?
Yeah, and again, I get what Glow's saying. We're like, it's fake. The whole thing's figurative. The dream that just came true was about dinner, and Bran got it in a message. So like, drown just means killed by drowned men. I get that, but like, then what's the point in 2 out of 3 being drowned? Just have them like be killed with swords. Like, why even said that that guy drowned on his own blood, or why even push Shepton's jail in a well or whatever, right? Again, I don't remember exactly what happens, but.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to dive into that one.
I'm glad I got this like Mira idea nailed into your guys' heads, because I'm definitely going to bring it up a lot.
I'm kind of excited for Kyle to see the next dream. So then he goes back and attacks Bran's face getting carved off and being in the sept to see if it just...
What do you mean? Do you know what the next dream is?
Well, he's going to find out about Theon coming.
Oh, yeah. The next... So
I think he's saying the last
I don't know if he
dream.
mentioned this.
No. I'm saying the last dream in this chapter. It's just...
Yeah.
No, I don't know what the dream...
Gotcha. Did I mention this in the... Did I mention this yet? Remember I said Benfred, the wild hares, get sent to...
he gets captured by
He gets
somebody,
absolutely
right?
shit on. Like, they all just get absolutely shit on. All the wild hares.
Yeah.
Benfred dies. I think they're just all dead. Theon and all his men just literally shit on them so hard.
Yeah. I think that's why it's like so forgettable, because they were mentioned as wild hares. They're mentioned here, and then they die right away. I think you even told me that. Like, do you remember this guy? And
Yeah,
you're
it's like probably not.
It was
But
this guy.
It's so funny.
dead.
Like, in my mentions, it's like, oh, he was pissed off that he got left behind, didn't get to go to war, so he like basically starts a band of like warriors that are just roaming the countryside where there are no bandits, because it's just like a peaceful country. So they're basically just doing nothing, like thinking they're big dicks. Get actually sent on a mission for the first time ever and just get shit on by people who actually know what they're doing.
The one time they were actually asked to do something.
Yeah. So
you're gone.
But we'll see that more in the next Theon chapter. I actually haven't read ahead, so I don't know. I don't even know what's coming in the next Tyrion chapter.
Neither do I.
I'm assuming they're going to hear of Renly's death and be like, oh, fuck. But we'll see.
All right, sounds good.
We'll see you guys in it.
All right.
We've got a lot of new faces in the Discord lately.
Like us, subscribe to us, join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
It's
Get
poppin'.
on the
Shit
combos.
poppin'. See ya.
See you in the next one.
Peace.